Alright, this is it. Today I am reluctantly selling my own personal Jaguar XK8. This is a 1999 XK8 with a naturally aspirated engine. This is not the supercharged version. This car has 49,000 original miles. Not kidding. 99, it's the year 2016. It's a 17-year-old car with less than 50,000 miles on the original drivetrain. Good luck finding one like this. I am losing one of my garage spots, and I don't have a place to put this anymore. Hence the term reluctant. I am reluctant to sell this. I've had this car personally for 4 years, and I'm at a point now where I've gotten a lot of the mechanicals and whatnot ironed out. My next step was to have it put in a spray booth and have the body addressed and the interior addressed. Most of the interior was addressed by me, but certain things that are beyond the scope of my repair, I was gonna have professionally done. But since I'm losing the spot, I don't wanna keep this parked outside if I'm gonna get it re-sprayed and use it as a play car, because that's what it was. It was never my daily driver, it was my summer play car. But on is gonna go to the next person. Let's go through the pros and cons, the good and the bad. And if you guys have any questions, I'll gladly answer them as well. Here's the interior. Again, this is a 99 XK8. Automatic, that's the only option they came in, with the J gate. Really fun manually shifting through the gears. And you got a sport button. It kind of just changes the shift points a little bit, so you can really pull out as much power if you want. Here's the factory key. Listen to it start up. Fires right up. Warning lights come on. It does have a warning light for the traction control. It's one of the things I have not had resolved yet. It's either one of two things, the wheel speed sensors or the ABS pump. I'm not a mechanic. In my opinion, after everything reading online, I think it's the ABS pump, which is about $150 on eBay, and you don't need a mechanic to do it. If you're even quasi mechanically inclined, you can do it yourself. You don't need a lift or anything. But yeah, if the brakes work perfectly fine, I've never locked the brakes up, but I presume if you jammed on them, they would just lock the brakes as opposed to having ABS. Revs freely, no weird ticking noises, no manifold gasket, failure, there's no abnormal drips, leaks. I have had this car in for an extensive service this summer, which was step one was to get all the mechanicals taken care of, and then step two, the appearance stuff taken care of, which would be the body and the seats. The seats have seen better days. That's the passenger seat, which looks a lot better than the driver's seat. I bought the car like that. Here's the driver's seat. So as you can see, it's a little sun-beaten on the leather and whatnot. When you're in it, no one would ever know, but if you wanted to make this car perfect, that's something that should be addressed. The back seats are in great shape, but typically that's the case with these cars, because as you can see, not a lot of people can even fit in them. 49,000, what's the exact mileage here? Let's turn this off. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 48,289 original miles, 48,289. Glove box opens up. This I did change personally. Most of these fail. It has like this year came with one where the cup holder pops out and the spring mechanism always breaks. So I got one out of a later Jaguar. It was a 2003 or 2004 that doesn't have it. So at least it's operational and it doesn't get in your way. This thing, the latch looks like it's not behaving for some reason. The radio does have an issue. It turns on when it wants to. Today it says no FM, tomorrow it'll turn on, the next day it won't. It's temperamental. AC works fine, compressor just kicked in. You have to take my word on it, this blows nice and cold. There it goes. All the dials and gauges work here as they should. Gas gauge works obviously. What else? I replaced this whole trim piece when I bought the car. This was broken, right down to the screw. These buttons, I replaced everything. The radio I never got to. It didn't really bother me because when the top is down, you can't even hear the radio, to be honest with you. Switches all work. Windows go up and down. Note this switch right here that takes care of the passenger window. Again, like the radio, it works when it wants to. It's not that the motor on the passenger side doesn't work. This switch is temperamental. I never got around to working on it, but as you see, the window does go up and down. So it's not a motor issue in the door, it's a switch issue. I don't know if it's a matter of taking this apart and cleaning the contacts. I don't know, I never got into it. Let's close the door. And we'll lower the window. Solid, okay. To adjust the mirrors. That's again, the switch works when it wants to. I hear something engaging. Let's try this one. Nah, it works when it wants to. I set the mirrors, I never worked on it again. Rearview mirror has the chromatic 90s style automatic dimming, but as you can see, that chromo fluid or whatever's in here is leaking internally. Typical of a 90s car. What else? Horn works. Goes into drive, no abnormal thunks. I really can't go too far. Super, super, super peppy. Again, this isn't a supercharged one. Let's go into reverse. I'm kind of in my own lot here, so I can't go too far. But yeah, if you could hear, I'll put the camera out here. Doesn't make any thunks, it doesn't slip. The moment you hit the throttle, you are off, you are going. This car is almost, I think it's 295 horsepower right from the factory. It is a heavy car, but it rides like a Cadillac that has a tuning, like a tuned sport suspension. It rides really, really nice. Let's go through, convertible top. Before I bought the car, I believe I'm the third owner of this car. And when I bought the car, the previous owner just had the pump replaced. The top was fine, but the pump was just replaced. So I'm gonna put the top up. We hold this down. And as you can see, just holding the button down, it's all hydraulic. And this will latch in. And then it chimes to let you know it's done. And the quarter panel windows go back up by themselves, and there we go. And in the same procedure, we'll hold this deck this way. And you hear it, the quarter panel windows went down on its own. And then the top goes up. And this goes down by itself. All right, cool. We've talked about the mechanics turn the car off. We've talked about the good stuff and some of the not so great stuff. Nothing really bad here. It's all stuff I just want to be on the up and up with, so whoever gets the car next doesn't have any surprises. Let's talk about the paint. Car needs to be resprayed. Plain and simple. I'm not a body shop guy. As you can see, I've got clear coat all bubbling off. It's not just the quarter panel, the door is fine, front fender, the hood has severe oxidation. This could probably be cut down, but it doesn't matter because on this side of the hood, the clear coat is off also. Okay, headlights work. There's tons of little, nicks and scrapes and whatnot that are around here, and none of this really bugged me too much because my initial intention was once everything was sorted with the car, I was going to be put through the spray booth, and I'd have the 2 seats reupholstered, and then that was it. That my project would be completed, and I would just drive it, But that's not going to happen. You got some gouges here in the paint. So, in my opinion, if I was to keep this car, it'd have to be cut down and redone again. Some scratches on the bumper back here. Looks like something happened here with a buffing wheel or something. This is all scratched up. So the paint is not in the best shape. That's the best way to put it. Got some more scratches here. And I'm just over exemplifying it because I don't want there to be any surprises. I didn't detail this car. I wanted to represent this as honest as humanly possible. This has to be addressed. That's broken. Headlights work. Both bulbs work. Directionals work. Let's talk about some of the servicing I just had done to the car this summer. I had an issue, I had a hot start issue. That's been resolved. The hot start issue, when the car would be fully warmed up, pull over to get gas, turn the car off, it wouldn't start again. That's been resolved. And from what I gather, there's a sensor for the transmission that tells the car that the car is in park and it's okay to start. That sensor or that relay or whatever it was failed. So that had to be replaced, which it was. So regardless of what the temperature of the car is, I could demonstrate that now. Did I take the keys? I took the keys. This car is fully warmed up. Where am I looking? Sorry guys. So temperature gauge is right in the middle. Starts right up. So that problem's been resolved. That's good. I also had an issue with my rear taillights. Lights were always working, but there was an error message that would come up saying that the bulbs were out, and the bulbs weren't out. There was something with the wire loom in the back. We replaced the wire loom. So no more of those messages either. Didn't need a tune-up. We pulled a few plugs and there were no problems. We changed the air filter, did fluids, stuff like that. These tires are about 3, maybe 4 years old. Good shape, but if you really want to get critical, if you look very closely, there is a little dry rotting here. It feels to me that there's nice tread and it's a good tire, but you may want to have that addressed. Again, I didn't detail anything. I wanted this to be as an honest representation as possible. Let's go to the front tires. These are all Bridgestone Turanzas. I had these put on just when I first bought the car. The original Pirelli P0s were on here and they were shot. So I put brand new Turanzas all around. Nice tire, proper size. What are these? 245/50/17s, which was what, you know, these cars came with. All 4 of the wheels are original wheels. No curb rash, no dings and dents and scratches and whatnot. Let's go to the other tires. Same here, nice tread. Again, same tire, all matching tires, no mismatch, nothing like that at all. And last tire back here. And same thing, nice amount of tread right here. For some reason that tire on that side has that dry rotting I'm looking at. The other tires look actually a little bit nicer. So it might be a non-issue. Once they clean up, and probably won't even see it, who knows. Brakes in the car are phenomenal. No problems with the brakes. Let's pop the trunk. Oh, where'd I put the keys? I put them in my pocket. Parking brake doesn't work. It's not connected to anything. I'll show you. Pull the parking brake up. It falls down by itself. One of the things I was planning on adjusting or addressing, never got to it. And now that I found out that I'm losing my spot, this project's gonna come to a stop. Let's pop the car. Full-size spare. And these are the original P0s that were on the car. So this was the best out of all of them. So when I had the new tires put on, I made sure that we put this tire on. This wheel has a nice nick in it. So, but for a spare, I didn't mind. Battery's about, I don't want to lie to you, I want to say his battery's 2 years old. No, yeah, it's got to be 2 years old. We did this 2 summers ago. That battery's 2 years old. There's a beauty cover that slips over all of this. I got to see if I can find it. As of now, it looks like it's missing, but we may still have it somewhere. Okay. Antenna goes up and down when you turn the radio on, but again, the radio works when it wants to. Let me put the top up for you so you can see that there's no nicks or tears in the top. The top needs to be shampooed though. It doesn't stick. It appears that there's a piece that was supposed to be here. It's like someone tried to fix it at one point. They weren't too successful with it. Original Jaguar cap. Pretty cool. Yeah, so that's gonna flop. Let's start the car. Let's get that top back up again. And this will be the 3rd time starting it. Car fires right up, nice. And again, just to prove a point, not to kind of beat the snot out of it, but you see, it doesn't sputter when I hit the gas. It doesn't backfire, it doesn't pop, it doesn't blow smoke. I'll turn it behind me as I rev it. It's not burning oil, there's no funny smells, there's nothing like that at all. It's a good, honest, solid car that needs a little bit more work to make it really perfect, or what I would consider perfect. Let's put the top up. Quarter panels go down, quarter panel windows go down, top's coming up. As you can see, the inside of the cloth here needs to be shampooed if that bothers you. To be honest with you, it's something I was meaning to get around to. But this car always lived in my garage. I've got a few garages, one of which, like I said, I just lost. And 99% of the time, the top always stayed down because this is my summer car. I never took it out in the rain. I never took it out in the winter ever. So that's where I lived. And I didn't care what the inside of the top really looked like because you didn't see it. So as you can see, the top is in really good shape. There's no tears and scratches. You actually see the original stitching. It looks like, yeah, it just needs to be shampooed. Looks like there's wax or compound. The seals are a little dry rotted. but they don't leak. I don't remember them ever really leaking, ever. Back glass is in excellent condition. Doesn't make any noises or it's not loose. This is all adhered properly. It's the way it should be. Back brake light works, lights up. You can see the radio just came back on. Oh, the antenna went up again. Again, this side of it, you can see it just needs to be shampooed. It looks like someone tried compounding or cutting it at one point. And also, it looks like dried wax. It pops right off. Yeah, this is dried wax. So this all needs to be shampooed. I'm sure if you brought it to a detailing spot and said, listen, I'm going to give you a day or two, spank it out, it'll be brand new. But it doesn't need to be replaced, doesn't need to be dyed, doesn't need to be stitched. That's the kind of stuff you look for in a convertible. That's basically it. I'll pop the hood one more time for you. Show you what we're looking at. Here's the hood latch. Pops up. There's no funny business. Sometimes you see some of these cars and they have tools and whatnot that are adhered to cables, and that's the only way you can open it up. Not this car. Again, I didn't clean the engine up. I wanted to keep this as honest as possible. And it just popped in my head. Coolant lines, all these hoses and whatnot, these are all new. We changed all the coolant lines, and it's something that you can't see. It's not like a regular small block Chevy where you have one that goes to the radiator and one goes to the block. No, it's a little intricate from what I understand. And while we were in here, the throttle body, my mechanic didn't like the original throttle body, so we changed the throttle body on this one. So that's a replacement throttle body, not from a junkyard or anything. It's been a refurb throttle body. Some of these are known to have a throttle body issue. There was something about it he wasn't comfortable about. So we changed the throttle body, and this whole intake hose was redone. And then I think the mass airflow sensor was also changed in one unit. So everything is nice. There's no aftermarket nonsense here. It's all Jaguar OEM. Again, it's a good solid car. It really busted me up because I tried really hard to figure out a way to keep it, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So it's gonna move on to the next person. You got a nice car to start with, 48,000 miles. Where are you gonna find another one like that? I don't think you are. That's just that. Wipers are in good shape. I haven't changed them in a couple of years, but I'm sure they're okay. As you can listen down below, no exhaust leaks. Purrs like a kitten, no pun intended. Original logo still on there. This side marker light's okay. The other one needs to be addressed though. That one's cracked, as you can see. All the logos are still intact. And that's that. Let's turn this off. The sill plate looks great. I'm sure if you get some silver polish or something like that and clean this up a little bit, it will look great. A little crack over here on the kick panel. I'm guessing someone just dragged their foot into here and cracked it. Just noticed that. Floor mats. These are original floor mats. I purchased these floor mats. It took me forever to find these. These things are like 200 bucks. Floor mats, man. But that's how OCD I was about putting this car together. All this wood and stuff, when I got the car, it was either sun faded or cracked. I didn't like it. None of this is aftermarket. It's all sourced from other Jaguars. Right down to that Jaguar logo. None of this is aftermarket. None of this is like a skin or a decal. This is how the car came from the factory. The Growler logo looks like it's worn off. You can see this is airbag and the horn icon there. This is supposed to be a Growler. You could look really faintly it's there, but I guess after all the years of cleaning it and whatnot, it took its toll on the Growler logo. This one came with the Harman Kardon stereo system, which unfortunately I cannot demonstrate for you. Open this up. And we'll raise this one. And that's it. The heater and the air conditioner, as you saw, it worked. Traction is not going to work because of the ABS issue. But I never had any problems. This isn't a car that I take to the quarter-mile strip in English Town or anything like that. This was a cruising car. And in the back, my kids sat and hung out back there. So there's no racing or shenanigans that ever took place. So I didn't really care that the traction control didn't work. So, this isn't closing right. I gotta look at that. And that's the scoop with that. That's the story. So, if you have any questions, you let me know. Original suspension, I'm just like rambling things off as it comes to me. Original top, definitely the original paint, and seen better days. This has to be addressed, that bugs me. But all this stuff is here. I've never had any accidents with it. It's never been in the body shop under my ownership. From what I understand, there's a little kink in the quarter panel down here. I'm just noticing that. And I noticed before when I put the key and the emblem, there's a little bubble there. None of which should really be too much of a concern though, because I take it this is going to end up going into a body shop anyway by the next person to get redone. Or I don't know, maybe a body shop guy can tell you, listen, we cut it and respray it clear, you're good to go. Who knows? But I'm not going to make that promise to you because I'm not a body guy. All right, if you have any questions, you let me know, and I'll gladly answer them for you. Good luck.